I slept quite badly last night. I'm just making sure, can you hear me very well through this microphone? Because I've had to put it over here today. Usually I have it here, but I need full manual dexterity today. What is the for? You can hear me. It's good. You can hear me. I love it when people can hear me. I'm how many minutes into this stream and I'm already on a big old tangent. Let me put the phone away. You don't know if it's from that microphone. The microphone is on. If I move it over here, Bindle is here, yes. We survived the night. If I move this closer and closer and closer, yes, I did think so. It will sound echoey because my voice is pointing this way, whereas ideally I'd want to be pointing it this way. But I can't do that today, because my microphone doesn't have that capability. Hello, Sin! It's good to have you here. I'm happy that you are here. I'm gonna switch things over just because I need you all to see the ridiculous techniques that I've had to do. Okay, I'm going to use my mouse instead. Look! You can see my hands in real time. And I've got Streamlabs open on this screen. Usually I have it over here, but today I have it right here so that I can see you and I can see my hands and you can see the things I'm painting today. Well, I say see. You're gonna really struggle to see them. I think it's about as good as you're gonna get because the contrast is not ideal. But yes, that means I can also, I have another little surprise for you, which is that, and you'll need to again tell me how the audio is. Tell me how I sound in comparison to the volume of this music, because I want to make sure that I've got a bunch of like library music because I have a service that I paid for last night, and I have music allowed compared to voice. How about now? Yeah, snuck it down a bit. Yeah, it's about half of my mic now. That should be okay. Still loud. There we go. I can reduce it a lot on my end, but I can turn up my own volume. That's better. Okay, brilliant. So I can still hear it pretty good. But you guys, I'm not getting drowned out by my own good tunes. I say good tunes, this is a Kevin MacLeod. That man gets everywhere. And on that note, I think we should probably get started. So I'm going to be starting with, these are Games Workshop miniatures, specifically this is an Eldar Wraithguard, and I have 5 of them, because look at that is an abstract mess that you can't see. I have 5 of them, because they're a little squad. These models are pretty old. Lads, you're correct, Lofty. You are so right. This is where the lads are. Little ghostly lads, because they had their souls put into robots. That's a thing that happens a lot in Warhammer 40,000, which is the game that these are from. But the paint I'm using today for these is, if my camera will focus on it, you can do it, camera, I believe in you. It is Dark Angel's Green, which is a nice dark green colour. I find it quite good for this sort of thing. Just like Shrek, correct. I don't know, this is a very dark Shrek colour. I'm wearing the same hoodie that I was wearing yesterday when we were playing Guitar Man and doing a really good job of it. But the thing is that usually with this stuff you want to wear things which you don't mind getting covered in paint, because everyone's human. Sometimes people spill paint on themselves, it happens. But I am wearing the same hoodie again today because even though this is a fairly new hoodie, it is also specifically supposed to have Big Dad aesthetics, and if I get... Oh, I made a little schmutz. That's okay, this is a fairly watery layer of green. If I end up needing to replace, if I accidentally get some stuff on it, then that's fine, because that just contributes to the dad aesthetic. This is quite... I have to admit, I was quite nervous before starting this, because this is not... I've done art streams on here before, but I've not really. You can't see what I'm doing if I hold it like that. Got to be mindful of the fact that I'm on stream and I'm being filmed, so I need to make sure that you can actually see what I'm doing. Just painting this bit here. I do like these models. They're quite detailed. This is interesting way. I think I made this possibly a little too watery, but oh well. It's nice to just. I don't mind this layer not being so solid because I'll go over it later. Probably with a smaller brush. Oh no, Lofty. I really wouldn't suggest going outside. It is like category red storm outside at the moment. That's why Bindle's here. Bindle's here because my mum does not live in a house. My mum lives in a static caravan next to a building site which is going to become her house, but it is on top of a hill and the storm is coming in. The storm has been coming in, so Bindle went over here just to make sure that she didn't get swept away with the winds and panic. It wouldn't be ideal. Wouldn't be ideal at all. But I heard from her this morning, and it sounds like everything is okay. No such worries. At least for now. Hopefully it will stay that way. I've got just a heads up, the soundtrack is quite eclectic because I just went onto the library service I use and just picked instrumentals from various genres. So there's a lot of what I would describe as cyberpunk on there. Oh, stream? Is my stream? You guys gotta let me know if something happens to stream because, of course, due to the aforementioned storm, there could be problems with the internet, and that would be bad. But there's not a lot I can do about it. Just get some green right into those little hands. Little hands. I've got this this camera I'm using here is a DSLR. Fun fact for those of you who are aware of it, this is the same DSLR that I use to film the video essay I did about library music, funnily enough. It is not designed to capture film at all. Yeah, my paint's going a little watery, but nothing I can't tamper with with a few continual passes. I've only got a few paints out at the moment, just because I'm aware that I have 5 models to paint, so I don't know how far I'm going to get with them today. The music's a bit too loud? Let me... Now the music is so quiet, I will struggle to get the music any quieter than that. It will disappear entirely if I put it any quieter. And my microphone is as loud as it can go without going into the yellow. So yes, this is just how it's going to have to be. But yes, thank you for letting me know. Oh man, my hands are real wobbly. Got the old wobbly hands. So yeah, my current game plan for these little guys is green bodies with a white head, and I haven't decided what colour the gun will be, but we shall get there when we get there. Oh yes, if I go lightly over, there's this bit which has little holes in it, and if I go lightly over it, then I can keep the controls dark, which is ideal. Get in there. Gotta be careful with these guys. Hello, Nicole. Good morning, Nate Matthews. How are you? You think depending on what program you're using, I can just like adjust the audio separately from. So Cinnamon Shakes, the way that this is working is that Streamlabs has a specific ad source which is for VLC, and so I have a playlist being routed through Streamlabs. I don't have it open by itself in that sense. So yes, much as I would love to be able to mess around with it in that sense, I don't think that it's going to be possible. I have a mixer with Streamlabs which lets me adjust the volume. I have a bunch of sliders, but there's only so quiet I can make it. This is just going to be a lot of me painting green on some guys today. I hope you are ready for it. Honestly, this is it goes on lighter than it dries out to. So I paint and I worry that it's going to go too. I've put a little green there because I'm trying to make my brush a little bit straighter, and that's fine. The brushes are This is why I've got this kitchen towel out to keep my desk tidy while I do this. This is going to be a real Izzy needing to continually check her posture kind of day, because it's quite hard when you're just painting some guys. Because normally, I'll show you what the actual, like the proper posture for painting miniatures is up here like this, so that you can rest your arms on the table and paint like this. But that's not good for streaming, so I'm keeping it down here. Yeah, no, that's all good, Sin. I'm explaining because I find the topic interesting, not out of any sense of, oh, how could people not know this? As if everyone on Earth is demented enough to start a Twitch stream. Hell yeah. I just went around on my little library site last night grabbing just whatever I listened to for 2 seconds and thought sounded okay, and I ended up with about 9 hours worth of music, so we should be okay for not having anything overly repeating itself. Do you know what? It's gonna take me longer, but I'm actually gonna make a bold decision and swap out. Oh, yes. Good luck, Sin. Thank you for coming and hanging out just for this little bit. I always appreciate people coming and saying hi. This is just kind of a... I tell you what, you've never actually watched anyone paint these. I might do a little bit of promo then, just because there are quite a lot of channels on YouTube which are really good at... like, there are lots of miniature painting places on YouTube, and I'm quite a big fan of one called Midwinter Minis, which is run by a guy called, Guy, and I find those ones quite interesting because he's got a way better setup than I do, and he's very, very good at it, but he's also colourblind, and so it's interesting watching someone where colour is important to this, to miniature painting, but it's cool seeing all the ways in which, like, because all the paints are fairly, like, clearly demarcated, he's able to, you know, gauge them based on, like, the name descriptions and such. So that's cool. I'd definitely recommend his channel if you are interested in watching people paint very small future spacemen who are angry and shoot each other. Yeah, if you ever need like questions about this and the hobby, then I'm happy to ask. I have somewhere between 20 and 20, not 25. I'm only 27. I wasn't painting age 2. But yes, I have over 20 years of experience with this hobby, although not all of those years were spent actually painting. I just like them. It's just how do I put this? The army that I tend to play as is kind of a. It's not the easiest one to start with, but it was my starter. But the thing is that lots of these things have very, they're very sharp and they're very angular and they're very, we are grim and from the future. But the Eldar who I play as and paint and who these guys are from, as you can see, they have very let's see if I can convince my camera to perceive this. But they're very, they have round heads and stuff. I've got pictures of these guys on Twitter, you'll be able to see, it's just a big, lots of curved surfaces, which is quite tricky for beginners. And so obviously that was what I decided to go with at the start. I wonder if I'll be able to, I tried to be conservative with what paints I got out, but even then, I have no idea how far into this I'll actually get, because I have 5 of them to paint, which, if you'll remember from previous streams, I've been painting some little blue lads, and they're called Dire Avengers, and I had about 20 of those to paint, so that was exciting. I wouldn't stream myself painting that many just because it would go on too long. The only reason I'm streaming today is because I have today off and the next 6 Fridays off of work. So, or rather, this Friday and the next 5 Fridays, so I have 6 Fridays off work total, and I should be able to get these guys finished up in that time. But yes, it's I think 20 lads to paint would just be too many. 5 feels like the right amount. Yeah, I know big brushes are useful for other things, but I am a fan of a little brush. Just lets me get into places which I really couldn't do otherwise. Go over the top of things while missing the crevices. It's ideal. This camera does have sound, but I've switched it off today because I just don't think that would make for good quality stream sounds. The sound of my camera constantly readjusting its focus. I get the sense that for most people on the stream, this is probably just a good podcast stream, because I'm chatting and there's music and it's just chill. I try to be chill in general, but I'm very aware of the fact that my streams are not always so chill, because I suffer from a latent case of gamer's rage, where I get angry at video games because I'm not so good at them. Having said that, I didn't get angry at Guitar Man last night. I don't think. But I wouldn't consider my response to that game angry. The angriest I got was more just seeing the stereotype of B-man. What a shame to be a B and also have clown lips. I prefer being chill over the gamer's rage. I don't like getting angry. It harshes the vibe, so to speak. happy so far with how the music's been going. Like, when I was doing art streams previously, I didn't have access to this music. Like, this music shouldn't get taken down because I bought a synchronization license for it. But you never know how it is with Twitch. Something terrible could happen regardless, but it shouldn't do. Just doing a quick glance at my Wi-Fi signal thing, just to make sure that I am actually still connected to the internet. And it looks like I am, so that's good. Love to be connected to the internet. Yeah, these guys come in lots of little orbs. It's great. Love to scroot them. Get in all those crevices from a little bush. This is why I prefer little bush. You can just get right on in there. Love it. I don't know how. I'm fairly certain that most of this footage is going to be completely inscrutable up until the point where I'm finally able to either. I thought about squeezing a direct light into here somewhere, but there's physically not that much space on my desk, and I thought I'd be pushing it considering this camera's already on a fairly dodgy tripod. I didn't want to push my luck, so the footage has suffered as a result, but I can live with that. At how much I've been able to keep talking while painting this. It's ironically it's the opposite of Guitar Man yesterday, where that game, I think because it's a rhythm game, it requires a lot of focus, and this also requires a lot of focus, but it's not to the same grueling extent that it prevents me from saying things at all, which I'm glad about. I like to be able to say the words. These guys start off very... The thing about starting with a black base coat is that the models, they start very dark, as is the nature of painting things black. But that means you can build up from that darkness gradually and get a real nice gradient on stuff, like a good range of colours. The dark parts stay very dark, but you can add some real light on top of it, and I think that suits these guys down to the ground, especially. I'm gonna see if I can't. Can you stay open a little bit wider? I need you a little bit wider than that. This might make it, but it should be fine. Just take a little bit of paint. Take a little bit of paint from here. Honestly, happy with the music so far. So far. What I'm trying to do is there's these little... You can't see them very well, but there's these little, Come on, camera. You can do it. There you go. There's, little vent parts here and here, which I'm trying to make sure I don't cover in green, because that way I can keep them dark and paint around them like that. here, you're ready to test out new art supplies? Tell me about it. Tell me about your art supplies. I'm just here painting a lad. Love to paint a lad. I reckon this is going to be the part of these series of streams that takes the longest, because there is just a lot of real estate on these guys for some very dark greens. How would you buy this end? There we go. The big thing about painting these is that it's not just about yes, it's about painting them, you know, colours, but you can also, it's where you leave off the colours as well that is important. So by choosing to paint certain parts and leave other parts like not, I say not painted, obviously the whole thing is covered in, you know, primer, but you can, as you work your way up through the colours, so I've got this dark one, but then I also have these lighter ones, if the camera will cooperate with me. Those are much lighter and you can use much less. We've got some pens, a teensy travel size watercolour palette, and most of all, importantly, glass quill, because brain goes. Hopefully we'll see if it has a satisfying ink flow in a sec. I hope so too. I don't think I ever quite had the manual dexterity to do quills. I say while I'm painting a very small man. But I'm very happy. I want to see how that turns out. You'll have to show me that once you're done. I kind of zoom in and out of talkative states because I can talk, but then sometimes I've got to be like, oh, gotta paint some tricky bits. Yes, no, but this has been discussed. The reason is that I usually have my mic pointing, usually I'd have it over this side. Oh! Quick question, do I sound better now? Do I sound better now? Oh ho ho! Yeah, so here's a fun fact about my microphone, is that it's a condenser mic, which means that it only records on one side of the microphone, and I forgot. That's why I've been quiet this whole time. God's sake. Listen, this was always going to be a tech stream, because I've been, you can discern my words! Hooray! Excellent! That means I can probably have my music louder, but actually I'm kind of chill with the level that it's at. But yes, thank you, Marley. You said the right words in the right combination for me to finally realise what was happening. Oh, yes. Listen, I'm autistic, so obviously I understand how important it is to be able to discern what the hell your friends are saying, or what anyone is saying. Especially when there's music. God, the, ability to be able to discern people's voices over music? I don't understand how people do that. Seems fake to me, but what do I know? Absolutely. I think this one... Oh, there's one little arm left that I haven't quite gotten. Just gonna grab this arm, and then I think it's time for a second guy. Cool. This guy will have been the slowest just because he was the first one, but I imagine the rest of these guys will go a lot quicker now that I am remembering how to paint. Put my paint back. Grab a little more, just a little touch of green for me. I'm not. Why would I auto-mod you, Marley? Why would I auto-mod a dear friend and a paying subscriber? I don't have think you're, based on mutual experience, I think you're used to higher auto mode settings than I have on my stream. I don't like having them too high because I think that as long as people are not being cruel or in bad faith, then you are perfectly allowed to say fuck, as far as I'm concerned. Like, this is not a stream, this is not, I wouldn't say not an all ages stream, but just like, it's not for kids, I guess. Which is not to say that kids are bad or anything, it's more just makes it easier for me because I... Yes, no, Marley, I don't know. Who could say? Who could say? The level of, like, for adults or for children that a stream is, I think, depends heavily on context. Like, obviously, my friend Hamish is on hiatus at the moment because he's been moving house. But his stream, I moderate for that stream, and that is, he keeps it family friendly. Not because he's like a family friendly person 100% of the time, but he's also creating a TV show which is for kids, and so he has to keep that in mind when he is presenting himself online. It just makes his life easier for him if he just keeps it kind of family friendly. So teens can say fuck. I mean, technically children can too. Although, I get why that's a thing. There's a teeny little speck of We're allowed to hear the word fuck, but only once per hour. Yes, well, bad news about my stream. It's probably gonna be, especially on games where I'm bad at them, it's gonna be more than once an hour. But not Warhammer, though. I am good at painting. Or, rather, I am better at painting than I was when I was 7. Which is the whole point of this stream. Hell yeah, love to surpass my childhood, adolescence type stuff. Yeah. Okay. That's a guy. I think it's time for... Let's get this bit in here. I think it's time for a different guy. Put that one to the side. Fetch myself a new man! I've got to get myself a new man! Yes. Here is a new lad, fresh off the presses. Tell you what, I didn't include this because it would have been extremely boring stream content, but the process of trying to clean these guys, ooh, boy was it an undertaking. They were absolutely caked in paint. If you've seen the extremely professional promotional image I made for this stream series, then you will know that they were absolutely like caked in the paint of a 7-year-old. So there was a lot of acetone, a lot of bleach, a lot of making sure not to mix those two chemicals together, because if you mix acetone and bleach together, then they will make chloroform and you might knock yourself out. So don't do it. I didn't knock myself out. I was careful. My instincts of, maybe I shouldn't mix chemicals, saved my life from... Not even, like, I don't think you can really kill yourself with chloroform unless you're really thick, but it would be a social death. It would be the embarrassment of, you chloroformed yourself? Nerd. The nerd chloroformed themselves. Potion of knock yourself out. Correct. The stream that we're going to raid today, which is to say, obviously, of Brian David Gilbert, my inadvertent long-time spin instructor. I almost sent a... I don't remember if I actually did send the cheer or not, but I definitely considered sending a cheer along the lines of Oh yeah, heard. Yes. Oh, I think I heard about that guy. I did check my I did check my channel analytics, and there's a part of that which says percentage of your streamers who came from this other stream, and there's only one category, and it's just Brian, and it's 1%, which makes sense considering I have about 60 followers, and I think he's somewhere on the 90,000s. But yes, I considered sending a thing about don't mix acetone and bleach, purely because I think he's also a hobbyist, not of Warhammer, but of other things. So I was like, I don't know if he's ever going to consider like stripping his Gundam or whatever, but I figured that was probably a bit too random. Not every life experience is applicable to or transferable to online content, and I don't think it should be. A good internet life boundary is important, but if I'm happy to. You were thinking about chloroform? Potion of knock you out, Gwen? I really hope that this stream doesn't get what's his named? DMCA'd, considering I've actually paid legitimate money to have these songs to download. I will have to see how it goes. It's always a bit of a risk when you have music. I'm gonna save the VODs to my computer as fast as I can, just to ensure that that doesn't become a thing. Oh yeah, there's also the other big one. So acetone and bleach makes chloroform, but bleach and urine, specifically the ammonia in urine, creates chlorine gas. So that one is, I guess, fine in small doses, but really you don't want to be breathing in chlorine gas. It's not ideal. Oh boy, my inner tubing of the face seems to be having some kind of miniature rebellion today. Obviously, because I've been spending a lot of time indoors, I've not really had colds in a while. At least nothing more than a couple of days of, oh, you can make many things that are bad for you. Thank you, Marley, that's good to know. I think I like that because of how broad it is. It's like, yes. Even just as far as, like, some would argue that our ability to create cake is bad for us. To which I say, yeah, whatever. I tend to be fairly critical of the phrase, let people enjoy things, but when it comes to cake, hell yeah! Yes. I pity them too, Marley. Do something about this, the paint laggedness of my brush is just too much, so I must replenish its supply of not lagged in paintness. How fun it must be to see me suddenly obscure my entire camera with arm. Thank you guys for hanging out, I really do. I would be happy by myself anyway, because I enjoy the painting, but it's more fun when I'm able to just chat with whoever's around. And unlike my usual crop of games where I'm so busy being bad at the game that I can't see what people are saying, I can actually take the time to stop and read. You have printed a thing! Welcome back, Lofty! How did your printing go? Tell me all about it. I'm leaving like a natural pause in this sentence. I'm like, yes, I am going to hear about Lofty's printing exploits. Gosh, I love painting. It took me a whole 2 years of being in a house by myself, not really seeing people, to finally break it back open and start painting again. But I don't regret starting again, because I do enjoy it. I think the reason I tend to take stops is because it is a lot of work. Like, this is not a it may just look like, oh, I'm just painting little guys, but the level to which you can just spend ludicrous hours painting just a few little guys is... Are you allowed in France now? Good question, Gren. I've had to get my I've had to renew my passport recently. It should be with me soon, but it's when you're really not going anywhere. And also, Lofty, can you tell how loud I am now? Lofty, do you want to know why I'm louder now? The reason why I'm louder now is because I had my microphone facing the wrong way, because my microphone has a right way round and a wrong way round, and I had it the wrong way round. That's why I was so quiet and echoey. But I fixed it, thanks to Marley's good observations. I know I picked it out myself, but I've been pretty happy with music now. I've been pretty happy with music so far. Can you tell that I specifically typed the word retro into the search bar to try and get a whole bunch of, like, old school type sounds? Tragically, I couldn't just type in the phrase 80s corporate. I also wasn't able to use something like APM, which I would love to use, except I am not American, and also it costs just an exorbitant amount of money. But I found a workaround. I also tried to see if I couldn't get a now playing to show what songs I was listening to, but it just doesn't look like it's a thing that is available for VLC, so that's no good. But I can accept that. Getting in there. Hell yeah. I'm gonna leave the soles of the feet black, because I don't think anyone's gonna be looking under there. What am I making? I'm glad you asked, Tan. Look at this. This is here's one I painted earlier and should hopefully be slightly more discernible. I'm painting little guys. I got little guys to paint. This, believe it or not, this is green. This is black and green. It's 2 colours. So yes, I'm painting a squad of 5 little guys. So that's the first one I did, and I'm currently working on the second one. Glad to have you, Tanith. Glad to have you. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. You're... I was about to ask if you were at work, but no, you're not at work, because I saw... Did you manage to survive the storms, Tan? Because I did see that, and I did think, like, you'll notice that I have Bindle's hanging out at the moment, and that's because Bindle usually lives in a static caravan, which is not an ideal place for a dog during a large, not hurricane. Hotel lost power? Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm amazed that my internet has survived throughout all of this. I know that apparently the mobile network went down, but I wouldn't be able to tell anyway because I don't get signal down here in the little valley where I live, which is, I'm going to not say any more than that because I don't want to dox myself on the internet. But yes, I'm glad you made it home safe. I hope that the hotel regains their power at some point, even though that's obviously no longer our concern. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have you with me. If you have any questions about like anything that I'm doing, ask and I will answer. Today I am a font of knowledge for all things extremely nerdy and small. Put up a sign at a fairground saying must be this small to be inquired about. And it's a thing, it's like, must be at least, at most 5 inches high. Oh yeah, Tan, do you like my music? Tan, do you want to guess where I got my music from? I haven't said on stream where I got it from, but you and I... Where could I possibly have gotten a library full of music? Tan gets what I'm talking about. This is... The reason I haven't talked about it is because it's tangential to a work thing. And I would feel weird talking about a thing where I basically got, like... you know, work discounts for it, so I do not want to mislead anyone. Like, this is a service that I'm using because I got a discount because I work for the company that also supplies the music library. It is a tricky one. Trying to maintain openness and transparency and such when streaming on the internet, but without being too open and transparent. Honestly, happy with the music. I've... You feeling the neon wave of it all? Yes. Listen, all I did was I searched electronic instrumental, and there's just a lot of cyberpunk on there. There's just lots and lots of cyberpunk on that service. So I will not look a gift horse in the mouth. I will download all of the cyberpunk, as well as some funk and some disco, and some light corporate. It's a little eclectic. I think it's mostly the electronic stuff, just because there is a lot of it. I think because it's fairly... I need to be careful with how I phrase this. I want to say it's fairly easy to produce en masse, as opposed to, like, things like your funk and your disco, where more often than not saying this in general, but you need, like, proper instruments, or at least an understanding of, you know, how to make complex instrumentations. Oh, Nate, your chat is working again. Oh no, did you get... Nate, did you have the thing where it just said connecting to chat forever and ever and ever? Because that's been happening to me recently and it sucks. Twitch sure is a website. I hope you have been enjoying the light banter at least. Yes, no, that's not ideal at all. I suppose it's part of me is like, it is quite hard, I imagine, running a site like Twitch, where you usually have about 7 million things going on at the same time and you can't always keep account of them. But also, Masjin, hello! Hello, Masjin. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, Nate. Yes, what did you... Let me properly read your message, Masjin, because I got so excited that you were here that I forgot to read. I have a friend who's into modular synth stuff, and apparently there's a whole thing of setting effects just randomly to create, like, generative noise, and I like it a lot. Hello, only here for, like, 10 minutes. Yeah, that's fine, Masjin, I'm happy to... Listen, you get to see the first one I painted as well. Let's do it. Let's get the camera out. Believe it or not, this one has actually been painted. It's green now. It's a little bit greener than just the black that it started out with, but my contrast is not very good because I don't have a second light. I've got my room lights up there, I've got daylight coming in from over there. Ideally I'd have a lamp shining directly down onto this, but I think that's a bit of an ask considering I already have quite a lot of desk real estate taken up by the camera and tripod I'm using to film this. But you know, it annoys me too, Nate, the chat not working. I think the only reason why I am still pretty active is because I have a problem with not knowing when to quit. But getting better at it. Just like painting miniatures, it takes practice. This is my good life lessons for you. See, I've already been going for nearly an hour, but I'm what, 1.5 miniatures in? That being said, this one's going a lot faster than the last one did. I should be able to do all 5 of these little lads before the day is out. Which is to say, you know, before I end up finishing the stream and going for a raid, and then we'll pick it up again next week. The wind just started going the wind just started going absolutely apeshit, Masjin. I think you'll find that the wind's been going apeshit for the past 12 hours or so. You'll notice, Masjin, that Bindle is here, and the reason Bindle is here is because Bindle lives in a static caravan usually with my mum, but that is not a safe environment when there are 100-kilometre winds going at it, and you are potentially convinced that the caravan might blow away. It didn't. Thankfully it didn't. I've heard from Mum this morning, it seems to be all good, but it really, it's the sort of thing that makes you lose a little bit of sleep before you have to wake up the next morning and do a stream. If she'd ended up needing me for anything else, I would have just said, sorry, I can't do it today, guys, and gone over. But I haven't heard from her since, so should be all good. Fingers crossed. Yeah, sense making. That's me and Mum pride ourselves on being reasonable. Reasonable but kind. Because sometimes you can be so reasonable that, or so quote-unquote logical, that you end up just being cruel. It's all coming together. I say it's all coming together. I think I'm probably saying that a little early, considering I've only just started painting these guys. Let me remember where my camera is and put myself a little bit closer to business. Get so used to sitting in specific ways. I'm terrified of moving a camera because it's on a very wonky tripod and I fear it will fall over if I attempt to relocate it. It's already at a slightly Dutch... It was raining ice last night, so is raining ice not the same thing as hail, or... I wish to know the specifics of that, because that sounds frightening. Remembering to keep my posture a little bit more on it, but that makes it quite hard to see what I'm doing. Trials and tribulations. It's a little bit different. I can believe that. Yes. Oh, this guy's got a metal booty. I must paint it. I must paint your metal behind. Actually, I don't think it's metal. I think these guys use like... These are strange aliens, and so they use strange alien plastics to build everything. That's their whole gimmick. A lot of... I think they call them psychoplastics, because they manipulate them with their minds, because they're elves. That's my my good space elf knowledge that I'm passing along to you. Paint some hands. Delicate touch. Paint some little alien hands. Hello, Joe! Hello, Joe. How are you? Do you like my music? I have it. I have music now. Just some tunes that I can play while I am streaming. That was a loud snore, Bindle. That was a very loud snore. Painting some little fingers on this little friend. That being said, I say little fingers. These guys, relative to... Yes. So Joe, the reason Bindle is here is because Bindle normally lives in a mobile caravan, or no, static caravan, and the storm means that it's safer for her over here than it is where she usually lives. So I've just been keeping it all locked down tight, keeping it all safe. She's good. I've taken her out for a little bit of a jaunt this morning, and now she's just chilling. Oh, this song is interesting. This song is coming in exclusively through my right ear. Or it was, but now it's decided to speak no more on the matter. Oh hey, you worked. You were uwooing for about a minute. Yeah, I was gonna say, Lofty. I hadn't heard from you for a while, and so I got a little worried. But I'm glad to. It sounds like you are okay. I wonder if Twitch in general might be having some issues just because, you know, big fucking storm and all that. Oh, skiing pog. You can now enter France. You have been permitted by the French to enter. Now is the time to cause ruckus. Gosh, I love little warhammers. I do love them. They're just little guys. Oh god, Lofty, you're not travelling today, are you? Lofty, there's a giant storm out there. Don't be travelling. Whatever plans you have, save them for tomorrow. Good grief. Oh, you're travelling tomorrow. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad you're travelling tomorrow and not today. Today is a bad day to be travelling. A little bit of extra paint turned into a little dot on my brush. But now I have got rid of it. I think, in fairness, Lofty, you can get at least a bit of that back as a refund if the reason why you couldn't travel is giant storm. That's speaking from personal experience as a person who once tried to do a train journey from Cornwall to Newport and never made it to Newport because I got stuck in Plymouth because there was a giant storm. That was a real fun day. In fact, no, that wasn't even a fun day. That was a fun, like, 10 o'clock in the evening and knowing that I'm now just stuck. And they literally had a tree on the line. Usually there's a... Oh dear. Oh dear. That being said, it's definitely a pain in the butt, but I would say that it's a better fate than being blown away by the winds. Heed my words of wisdoms from my ivory tower as I continue to paint my miniatures for my relatively safe little house. Oof, yeah, Masjin, I hate that. I hate that for you. The house I'm in is in a valley, so it is seeing off, like, definitely not seeing the worst of it. The main thing is that I've seen one shingle, there's one shingle that's fallen off, but also it didn't seem to smash when it landed, so probably just stick it back up there. But that is for my landlady to decide, not me. Oh yeah, we have entered chiptune territory. Oof, Masjin. If you have anything like a nice hot chocolate or a lovely warm treat, then I would highly recommend you take it. I personally don't have any hot chocolates, but that's more because I did quite a lot of hot chocolate drinking during December and January and decided that possibly it was time to stop having so many. Not out of any moral value judgment of, oh, if you eat things which are tasty, then it's bad for you and you're bad, but more just because, like, I'm a firm believer in people should be happy with their body, however it is. No societal preconceptions or anything. My thing is that I've gained enough weight recently that I've started to get lower back pain from my body trying to adjust to the new weight that it's carrying, which it is what it is. And I do exercises for my for the muscles around the back, because this is a conversation I've had with my physiotherapist. It's not the back that is the problem, it's the fact that the muscles around the back are too stiff and they're transferring strain into the back. So it's those muscles that you have to deal with, and I think they've just been struggling a little bit with the fact that I've not been doing as much cardio as I usually would prefer to. When it's not absolutely miserable, and especially not on a day like today. Let's see. Catch the edge of that a little bit. I think. Oh, I have missed just a little bit of they have these little things on their back that almost look like salt and pepper shakers, but they are good because you can just brush over them a little bit, and then I don't know. See with your seeing eye, Canva. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Come on, auto Canva. Come on, autofocus. Oh well, this one's done. Quill update. Decent ink flow. I may be using wrong ink. Extremely pleasant to hold. Smooth shape. Love it. Cons. Terrified of dropping it. Yeah, that is a thing about glass, is that it's delicate. And you gotta be extremely mindful. I'm practicing mindfulness today by being extremely mindful of the camera here, that if it falls over it will be a pain. It's not like completely delicate, but the lens at the front is glass, and the camera is it's a DSLR, so it's it's an old one, so it's not like the most expensive, but it is still not cheap to replace, and it was a gift from my mum for attempting my driving test. I didn't pass, but I attempted it, and that was a big enough step in my life that my mum decided that it warranted a gift, because she knows I like taking photos of things. It was very sweet. This is why I like to do nice things for my mum, like take Bindle in when there's a giant storm and stuff. Probably overselling myself a little bit there. Very pretty, such object. Ah, Doge. Love Doge. Hate what Doge has become tangential as a result of Dogecoin. How could they take Doge away from us? Speaking of Doges, this one is sleepy. Oh. Oh, she just opened her eyes and did the... Oh yes, no worries, Masjin. Thank you for staying as long as you did. I hope you have a good rest of day. gosh. Love my little guys. This stuff is very, this painting is very logarithmic. I was trying to explain this earlier. I don't think I did a good job. But it's the fact that you start off with these sort of big, dark colours all over everything, and then as you gradually build up, you don't have to paint over as many areas. So, because it takes, you know, you're working with a smaller surface area each time, and so there's going to be points later on, in, like, probably not this stream, but like some of the later ones where we're just going to whip through stuff very quickly because it only takes up a little bit of surface area, and we're just going to absolutely crush it. You missed notification because of Acting King about in the attic? I don't know who that is, but I'm happy for you. Acting King was supposed to be Scrungling. Yeah, no, I have absolutely no context for this, but I appreciate it. Sounds like a special interest, and as someone who's had a few of those over my lifetime, I can fully understand. Yeah, I like this music. Gotta love a little bit of chiptune. Oh, thank you. I see you have noticed my nails. Yes, I got some good shiny colours on them. I may or may not have done my nails specifically for this stream because I knew that you'd be seeing my hands a lot and I wanted them to look at least semi-presentable. Not that bare nails are not presentable, but I like to if I can get a little fancy, then I think then that's a good use of my time. God, I'm looking forward to summer. You couldn't think of a word for rooting around boxes, looking at old books and pictures and tons full of buttons, so I used the latest internet made-up word. Yeah, but Clam, those words have meanings. That's why I was getting so confused. I was like, that sounds like, if you're talking about like scrunglies and blorbos, then that sounds like, oh boy, this stream is going to be incomprehensible to anyone who doesn't use Tumblr. But it's like, that's like really fandom specific terms. So you'll forgive us if we didn't quite get it on the first go. Yeah, I think it's all good. It's all good. I've just got silly brain on at the moment. God, I'm going to be streaming again tomorrow as well. I've got even more Star Wars pod racing to do. Now that I finally taught myself how to boost, then I think me and Bullseye Navoir should be able to do a little bit better than we did last week. Blorbos from Fence Painting Stream. These really are blorbos, and not, I don't remember what the term is for the ones where they're OCs, or like original characters, because these guys are not original characters. These are copyright Games Workshop little guys. But yes, I think it was while I was painting the previous lads, the Dire Avengers, I just kind of like this is fun, and I would like to be able to kind of show this a little bit, because I think sometimes when there's a difference between just showing people the end process and actually showing them just how long it takes to make this happen. That being able to see how it happens as it happens, I quite enjoy that, and I hoped that people would enjoy it too. Especially because I can do a I can do a comparison between the old ones and the new ones. The new good paint coat. Probably layering my paint a little thick. I'm sure if there were like some proper Warhammer painters watching this, then they would have some things to say, but they're not here, are they? Are they? I don't think so. Yes. As has been made extremely apparent over the course of many a stream, I am a good podcast stream. The advantages of never being able to shut up. Let's do something about all this paint. This is the first like synth song that I've really heard that's in a time that isn't 4/4. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Yeah, this is 6/8, I think, which is interesting. That's an interesting choice. It's changed back to 4/4 now. There's some decisions being made on this song, and I appreciate that. Très avant-garde. It's about the rambling. Yes! I was 17 when I decided that this would be my quote-unquote new username, and that decision was very on purpose, and it seems to have paid off. I knew who I was back then, and I decided I wasn't going to fight it anymore. I think it's important to, how do I put this? Like, there's jokes about, like, oh, you've got a strong brand, and I think there's by degrees. I think fully subsuming yourself to just some or other concept is not a good idea, but being able to feel confident about things about yourself are, like, fairly obvious if you spend more than 2 seconds with me. Being able to take pride in that rather than constantly feeling like I have to adjust myself for other people, which is a big autism mood. That's a real, like, every autistic person can relate to that one, I think. The whole, I have to keep modifying myself because people think I'm weird. And it's like, I think the sooner you realise, yeah, you are, but secretly so is everyone, and you're better off just leaning into it rather than trying to fight it. Although I say that as someone who's fairly good at the social side of things and has had a lot of practice. I can for sure understand why someone would disagree with me. A vibe brand is stronger. Better center of gravity. Thank you. Thank you, Clam. This song's kind of video gamey, which I don't hate. This is a Twitch stream after all. I wanted to... The main thing I wanted to avoid was the whole chill hop thing. Not because I do like chill hop. I just, like, I do think it's a little bit off... It's maybe because of it's the zeitgeist at the moment, but it does feel a little bit like pretty much I just go onto a lot of streams and there's always just some more other chill hop in the background, and it's fine, but I wanted to not just do what everyone else was doing. I'm such a fucking hipster. I'm like, oh, I'm not like those other streamers. I'm different because I listen to synthwave. It's like, I'm not that different. People like what they like, and that's fine. How you doing, Canva? I had that same thought though about like trying to just do something a little different with my pause screen music as well, because unlike all of the music that we've been listening to, which is from a library, the pause screen music I made myself in GarageBand. The synth drums in lo-fi tend to bother you as well, so you appreciate it? Thank you. I appreciate that you appreciate it. And I also appreciate that when I'm trying to gesture like I'm in a TED Talk, you can see it in my face, and you can see it in this camera, and you can see it in this camera as well. Anyway. Yes. So yeah, my pause screen music isn't quite true, like, synthwave, but I just went with something a little bit electronic, a little bit spacey, kinda chill, but not with as strong a beat. More of an ambient thing, I guess. I probably could have put some ambient in this as well, but I tend to find that a lot of ambient instrumentals then still have the drums stuck underneath them anyway, which defeats the point of it being ambient in my opinion, but that's a me problem. I just love painting the little guys. They're just little guys. Actually, so these guys are what date are these guys from? I think this base says. Let me double check my. Oh wow, these are saying a lot of different things, but I think these specific models were designed in somewhere in the mid-90s, and I probably bought them in the early 2000s, and they are. Just to give you a sense, these guys are like pewter, so the base is plastic, and then there's this kind of insert in the bottom where the pewter figure slots in, and that is how they go together, but it means that they're quite heavy, but ironically, these are very old models. Their design has been updated in later years, and their newer cousins are bigger and on bigger bases and made of plastic, I believe. Which is great, except it means that if I ever wanted to actually play a game of Warhammer with these guys, I'd probably be a little bit stuck because these guys are not on the correct bases. And I think it depends on where you go and who you talk to, but people can be funny about having things on different sizes because the game involves, like, it uses the bases as measurement for line of sight and things like that, and it can get messy. So we'll see how it goes. You'd think I would not bother painting them given that that's the case, but honestly, like, the hobby, you could technically just do it and never play a game in your life, because the painting is itself such a big part that there's room for people who do not want to battle. I'd probably want to battle again at some point, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how I feel. Let's paint some little hands. Oh! I bumped my microphone. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, this is quite good actually, because I've got fairly stable position of my hand, so I can get some good brush strokes in. Oh yeah, just as a heads up, fully don't expect me to be able to have the camera in the exact same position every time, because I will have to dismantle this setup once I'm finished with the stream today. And then I'll have to reset it up on Friday. God. Time's so fake. Who even knows what's going to be happening next Friday? I can hardly ever predict what is happening on a given day of the week. So we'll see how it goes. We shall see what we shall see. Double checking. I've got to paint your robo booty. Your robot bottom must be painted. It's important. You expect me to remember what the hour was in a week? No, I would never ask that of you, Marley. True friends know when friends should not be asked to remember anything. I try and hold all of the memories for people. I find this, I don't know if you guys get this as well. I have very good short-term and long-term memory. What I struggle with is my working memory, which is to say getting things back out of my long-term memory into my short-term memory at the time frame when they need to be there. So I set a lot of reminders for myself on my phone for that exact reason. Helps me keep it all organised. Exactly. Exactly, Marley. You're right. I think I will do something about the lighting situation next week. Because if I have the power to change it, then I should. I've got a light over there, but it's a little. The base is a little bit big for what I'd want. My camera does have a flash, but I don't think that would be very good for this. I think that would in fact be quite bad for this. Memory is all over the place. All of the memories. Yes. It's true, Marley. Gosh, there's like 6 people in here. I didn't realise. I suppose that makes sense, but it's also like, oh wow, there's, 6 is, for a small streamer like myself, quite a lot of people who are all just hanging out watching me paint miniatures in not very good lighting. That's fun. I appreciate that. appreciate your patronage. This sounds a bit, it's not quite, but it reminds me a little bit of the, I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Mass Effect, but there's music for when you are navigating your ship around the galaxy, and it kind of sounds a bit like this. It's not quite like this, but it's in the same key, and it's similarly sort of weird and synthy. And the song ends just as I was trying to explain the song. Good. Got my little salt and pepper shakers. I'll need to paint those, but I need to get some paint off my brush first. Honestly, I'll be truthful and honest with you guys. I was quite, especially just before I started, I was surprisingly stressed out. Hello, Screams! Hello, it's been a while. How are you? My art is. I'm going good. I've been painting. I've got 2 guys, fully painted, and I've got a. What is? I'm gonna do a quick 1 and 2 and there we go. My Canva has remembered how to auto correct itself. I've got 2 guys who are fully painted. They're very hard to see because it's quite dark, but they are here. Come on, Canva, you can do it. Let's see if I can't do this. There you go. That's about as good as you're gonna get it. I've been painting guys who are black, and I've been painting their bodies green. And this is the right guy, yes. Yes, this is the right guy. So yes, I've got my my camera here, and my camera here, and that's how I'm showing you me painting my minis. My Wraithguard. Again, if you guys have any questions about whatever the heck I'm doing, please feel free to ask. I usually don't say that with video games, but that's because video games are pretty self-explanatory. Okay, tell me about it, Screams. I was working morning shift, but since you were hired through Temp agency, you're as expendable as gum wrapper. I worked there for not even a month, and they let me go last Friday for no reason. Just said we found 2 new. That's typical, right? Screams. That's just like. Oh, there's always someone else. It's like I think increasingly, businesses are going to be finding that people are not so replaceable as they had initially assumed. That's been happening a lot with things like the shipping and transport and market, you know, all of the backbone industries suddenly finding themselves going, oh, we don't have any people because we've been exploiting the ones that we currently have, and they've been either dying out or yeah, it's stupid and callous, and I'm sorry that happened. They should know better, but sometimes you really think people will know better, and no amount of explaining will actually get it through to them. So I'm glad you were able to work for at least a little bit though. Like, I don't know I don't know how much of a difference it makes in terms of saving, but just saving. I say as a millennial, we think we can save. I personally have been able to save a little bit just because of the nature of my job, but it's still a little touch and go. And oh boy, have the utilities bills shot up recently. So that's fun. Would like to clarify, the utilities bills have shot up for everyone, not just me. I am not doing anything that would require the utilities to suddenly go up like that. Oh yeah, this is cyberpunk. But yeah, Screams, how has everything else been going as well? Because that obviously sounds like a massive shit show, but I hope that other things have been going okay for you as well. Awesome, Screams. I'm glad that the wheels are turning on that front. A bit of stability goes a long way. I thought I heard someone knock, but I think I misheard. Who would be talking to me at this hour anyway? I say this hour, it's the middle of it. It's what? 2:15 in the afternoon? Accidentally touched the faces. I'm gonna... So the plan is for the bodies to be green, the heads to be white, and then the guns to be an as yet undetermined colour. That's my plan for these guys. Ooh, my kitchen roll is on a journey. Alrighty. Let's paint some guys. How are we looking? Hell yes. Hell yes. Getting it in there. What I like the idea of is, so there's this little edge of this cowl. You can't see a lick of what's going on. There's this like Dracula cowl, you can see it here, and then you turn it sideways, you've got this head that's blocking it, so I like the idea of having increasingly light highlight edges go over here. What's been new? Not much. I finished, trying to think, last time you were here, so I finished Quake 2, I finished GoldenEye, I finished Crash Bandicoot, and I finished Jak and Daxter, so you're gonna need more light to see my progress. I know, there's, I do have I'm gonna, listen, okay, alright, give me a sec, my stream music is, can I, oh, nope, oh no, I accidentally put my stream music back to the, thing. Window has changed sleeping position. The good news is that my music is on shuffle, so it should loop back around, but note to self, I got a... Now you're testing watercolour palette. Excellent. Next week I will try and make sure I have something set up for the light, but this week I will not be able to do it because I do not have I do not have the means to do so. I don't have that kind of a light. But it's a good sign that I should probably get one. There's a few things I need to get for my place anyway. But you know what it's like, it's all, it costs money, which, like, money's one of those things where I sort of have it, but not to the point where I can just buy whatever I want. I have to be very careful in the next few months, which is to say, very stingy in the next few months. But yes, I'll see what I can do about the light bulb situation. Because this is not ideal. I would have put more like planning into this, but juggling a full-time job as well as trying to get some good sleep and also streaming and also watching other people's streams is tricky. But yeah, the light situation, I want to fix it. But not today. You're not missing out on a huge amount, in fairness. It's just making a guy who was black green. Oh no, I was kind of worried about it anyway, but worried in a defeatist, there's not much I can do sense. But yes, we should be okay. I'll be glad once this song... I do like this song, but it's the first song I started with, and I do want to shift over to some things which are different to this one. Because I've heard it already. It's nice though, at least. It's a nice little song. Ooh. Oh boy, I think I made my paint a little bit too watery. Let me do something about that. Get myself a bit of... Oh boy. That should be fine. Let's carry on. Hell yeah, Canva. Do your auto-focusing. Yes, posture is for sure a tricky one. I was saying this earlier. The thing about posture is that the correct way of sitting and painting a mini is like this, which is somehow even worse than my current setup. So I'm painting it down here so that you can see what I'm doing. But Bindle's good. Bindle's fully zonked out and asleep. You're starting school again on Monday, so just vibing for now. Good shout. Gotta get your vibes aligned right. I reckon I'll be able to get the other two guys. I've got this one to paint, and then two more, and then that'll be the stream, I think. Should be able to get it done by then. We'll see how it goes. Oop. Butterfingers. But yes, Screams, do you like my little background music? I've got it on quite quiet so that you can actually hear me over it, but I bought a synchronization license for a little music library, so now I have some library music to listen to. Oh, I know what I can do. That's what it is. Done. Okay, so now my music, oh my god, no, not this song again. Oh boy. You're right. I must stretch myself. Get for good. Try not to knock into the microphone as I do it, but yes. Yes. Some smooth jazz, which we've heard for the third time today. I promise that I will not tamper with it again. The reason I tampered with it was because I realised that we had in fact heard this, not this song, obviously we've heard this one 3 times, but the song after it we'd also heard before, so I was trying to... The posture check was a prank because I knew Izzy couldn't paint while having good posture. My channel point redemptions are not a joke, Screams. It's fine. I needed to do it anyway. Listen, posture is no joke. You gotta look after your back. Oh, I missed out this bit. Gotta get it. Gonna get it. Hell yeah. Try and keep my own posture in mind as well. You can, in the VOD, you'll be able to see me continually readjusting my posture to account for just how bendy you gotta be to paint minis. Hunched over, it's no good for you. Again, you've redeemed it again, but I've just done it. See, look at how straight I am. Okay, note to self, I gotta put a timer on those. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm gonna. Another day, another task. Another chore that I must do because I didn't realise that my own followers, my own friends, would josh me around. How could this be? These joshing attempts on my life. Exactly, Screams. You're just... I'm living up to my brand and you're living up to yours. Brand cohesion. Screams for Meaves is alive! Ha 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 ha! That's my good evil laugh. Well spoken sound alerts. Do you want to know how many channel points I have? I have infinity channel points, because that's something I can do. Hell yeah. I believe you, Clam, and I trust you, but I don't think Twitch actually lets you do that. You gotta earn them like the rest of us. Or like everyone else except me, because I get infinity because I am the owner of the channel. it playing this song again? I specifically told it to shuffle. How can this be? Oh well. Next time I do this, I'm just gonna set it off and I'm not gonna touch it, and I'm not gonna go to face cam, and everything will be just peachy. As I constantly say to other people, it wouldn't be a tech stream if it didn't have... It wouldn't be a stream if it didn't have some kind of tech problems, you know? That's just how streams be. I probably shouldn't say how streams be. That's not my kind of... That's not my vernacular. If your stream doesn't have any problems, are you really streaming? Clam, I disagree with you, but not in an antagonistic way. Just in a, historically speaking, that is not necessarily how it works. To clarify, when I'm talking about vernacular, in this specific case, when I'm talking about that's just how it be, I mean African American vernacular English, which is not something I should really be just taking for myself for various historical reasons. My camera auto-corrected when I said, am I really streaming? Both of these cameras are like, they're big on the auto-correction. Yes. Don't worry, Clam, I did, what's the word? I got your intention and it was good. I was clarifying myself because sometimes I can be vague. Love to make eye contact with my various cameras. Okay, I think this guy is Dunzo. On to guy number 4. The 4th guy of the 5 guys. Only reason you're up is because you had an early doctor's appointment. I'm so glad I did. I'm glad you did as well. I'm glad you did. I forgot how to speak just then, but the emotion is gladness. Yeah, no, that is a very, very common thing, Clan. It's not just you. It's a much wider thing. There's even discussions on you know, like the use of, there's like memes and gifs and stuff of usually black people expressing an emotion of sorts, and you have to be very careful with that as well, because if you're only using memes of black people for certain things, then it's just like, I've seen it described as a sort of internet minstrelry? I don't know how you say the word, but oh dear. Oh dear, Marley. Hope that goes a little bit better for you. See you in a second. Oh dear. But yes. It's tricky. The only real solution is, well, for that, like, specific kind of thing, is just self-awareness and listening to people. I should not be a primary source of knowledge on this, because I am not black. I'm not white, but I'm not black. Okay, to clarify, when I say that I'm not white, I mean that I'm a quarter Sri Lankan on my mother's side, and my brother is definitively not white, and so is my mum. I just happen to look like this. Oh, hang on, one sec. I need to go to pause. Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just got a phone call. I'm just had missed some messages from my mum. I didn't realise, but yes. Cool. Back to it. The problem is I forgot to tell her that I was streaming, and I had my phone set to do not disturb, which I usually do when I'm streaming, but I should have let her know that I was doing that. That was silly of me. Note to self, I've got to change the way that this VLC thing is set up, because it just keeps going back to this song. My mum didn't want to disturb me with, well, she did disturb me with love, but also with at some point Bindle needs to go back. I think, like, a little bit of credit where it's due. I should have told her what I was planning on doing today. No, I've got Bindle will be here for the remainder of the stream, but she doesn't live here, so at some point she will have to go back to Mum's. It's just been a bit of a day today, that's the thing. Oh, good God, Bindle. Yes, you are. Oh, you found another animal live stream? That is good, Sweems. That is good. I should let you know in advance that we probably won't be raiding them, because you found ducks and chickens. Excellent. Is music gone? Music is still playing. Can you hear music now? Tell me if music is back. There it is. Yeah, it was there, it's just quiet. And it's this song again, because I had to go to pause screen. Next time I'll just leave it to continue playing continuously, because that seems to work better for me. It might mean I might start in the middle of a song, but that I can live with. Music sure is here. We love to see it. I'm going to get to that song again. Actually, I wonder if I can... Hang on. I have an idea. I'm going to quickly do a thing where I open my VLC and I'm going to open a file. I'm going to get my stream music file open. Oh! Deafen myself with my own music. And then I can go view, shuffle playlist, and now? No, it didn't work. I would have to get rid of, and you clicked off 1 sec ads. I think the only thing about animal streams for me is that when I watch Twitch streams myself, I do tend to actually watch them to watch, like to actually participate, rather than just chill, which is more of a point of animal streams. Like I actually like to go into streams and chat. It's harder to do so when there isn't when there aren't people around usually. It caters to a different audience. This guy and another guy to paint, and then I will be done. Honestly, if the other guy ends up running over time, I'll probably just finish him off stream, because I think you've gotten the gist about this part of the... It's turning guys green. That's what we're doing. I'm gonna turn my thing back off. Oh, wow. Oh boy, turns out that my phone has apparently been buzzing a lot and I just straight up didn't hear it. So that's no good. I thought about wearing, not wearing headphones, but it's very difficult with this. Phoenix is just a good name. That's the thing about it. It's just a good name. Oh! Whoops! Luckily the paint dries on these guys super quickly, so it doesn't have too much of a consequence. Like, I don't have any paint on myself, so it's all good. Oh dear, I seem to have inadvertently put myself into something of a lounge music purgatory with my actions. I'll have to consider that in the future. Just keep this playlist going, even when I'm not using it. Music. If music be the food of love, play on. You can't spell and drink apple juice at the same time. I hate that for you. Getting a little carried away, thinking about where I need to paint. Amazingly, the weather outside is actually pretty good. I'm thinking I may have to change my original plans slightly. I'll still finish this stream and do the raid that I want to do, but I probably won't stick around for it just because I think I need to get Bindle walked and get her home, and that takes priority. Normally I wouldn't, but there is in fact a bloody great storm on, and I made a miscalculation, so I should change my plans accordingly. I'll get these bits. Oh, gotta wet my brush. Kefir. I don't think I know Kefir. Kepri. It's I know of Kepri. That's the beetle-headed god, also sun associated. I think Kefir might be one of his other names. I do love a god whose head is just a beetle. Like, not even the head of a beetle, but the head is an entire beetle. I think that's good. Yes. The Egyptian gods tend to have a lot of names. combination of translations into Greek and different interpretations thereof. See what else I can hit. Yes. I need to get these sides. This side as well. Fun. Morgan's a good name. I suppose at least my camera adjusts to my various move-abouts. Fourth guy, it's very nearly there. And I just have one more guy to do, and then we'll be peachy. Yeah, my mum actually got this one for me. I was saying, she got it for me as a gift after I first attempted my driving license. Didn't pass, but I'd had big anxiety about doing my driving test, and she was very kind and recognised that and got me a nice thing that was to do with my interests. Here, what if underneath the arms action? Almost missed it. And this hand. And this hand. How could I miss such a thing as a hand? Love a good hand. Sorted. I think that's all good. Guy number 5, let's do it! Haha, yes. I mean, it's technically a name. I think Phoenix is usually a surname, but, it can totally be a first name too. And you made it so. All names are to some extent an artifice anyway, so like... Go with whatever makes you happy. Dear. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I'm doing a lot of thinking, but not a lot of talking. Painting and vibing. Exactly. Just painting and vibing. utilitarian naming. Jeremy Bentham would be proud, I'm sure. I think I've said this before elsewhere, but I got a DM on LinkedIn from Jeremy Bentham, which ordinarily it's not that weird to get DMs on LinkedIn from, you know, representatives of different university colleges and stuff, but Jeremy Bentham has been dead for over 100 years, so he's still technically a member of the board of directors of University College London, but he does so in a more like tiebreaker capacity because he cannot properly vote because he isn't alive and is in fact just a mummified 19th century philosopher. So yes, kind of weird to get a DM from him knowing who he is and how he is, which is to say dead. Yep, a dead person DM'd me on LinkedIn. It does sound like a some kind of sensationalist tabloid, but it's true. I'm fairly certain he had a ghost writer. But yes, no, someone would have written it in his stead, considering he is not of this world anymore, though still technically grounded within it as some kind of straw homunculus. Yeah, no, pranks are a real hit and miss. There's a lot of stuff like funniest home movies type stuff, which I just can't find funny because I'm always worried about like how people are. Like, I know they're probably fine considering that they sent it in, but it's just, I don't know. I get too much empathy for people in those situations. It just makes me cringe. Yeah, Gwen, that came to mind as well. oh, I'm sorry, Screams. I think Clam's got you there. I know we literally were just talking about real names, but like, you're still Screams and Clams. Screams and Clam in my mind. Just as a terms I'm most familiar with, but I could change that. I tend to just call people by their internet names, because that's what I find most comfortable when I'm on the internet. Oh, I've got my shaky hands. Salt and pepper shakers, salt and pepper shakers. I wish I had something like a GoPro so you could just see what I was looking at, but I don't think those have good like zoom capabilities, which is a shame. funny screen name go. Oh, August gone back up. I'm getting stiffness in this arm. I'm stretching without even a channel pumped. Ain't that just the way? Yes, you are acquiring a screen name, Cola. Cola bottle babe. Got half an hour left? I think I'm gonna do this. Innate. Check my posture, I'm stretching. Oh, it's all sorted. Go away, Bindle. We're gonna sort something with you out very soon. Don't you worry. Yeah. What I've got to do is I've got to finish this, I'm going to raid, and then I am going to dip and take Bindle for a walk and take her back to Mum's, just because I'm increasingly aware of the fact that I kind of screwed up with regards to today by not telling her that I was planning on doing this. Just out of some misplaced sense of wanting her to not worry while I was looking after Bindle, because I had it planned for a while, but then the storm came and it's kind of thrown everything around, and I'm resistant to change in ways that I probably shouldn't be. I didn't do good, so I'm gonna do what I can to rectify that. Yeah, no, it's not actually. Oh wait, no, it has just started raining. Oh come on. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna walk in that vein anyway. Luckily, I'm in a valley, so it's not so bad. But yeah, it's still, the weather is still not great. I've been keeping Bindle in to protect her from the elements, and to protect myself from the elements. I'm not doing my best. I made a bad call because I thought that I'd be able to do it, but it doesn't work like that.
Please log in the information requested. What is your password? Your password has been accepted.
This is a strange song. This is like an authentication song. Please enter your credit card number and the 3 digits on the back. What this song is like. Didn't notice it until now because of the nature of the thing. Kinda. Well, Clam, it looks like you've inadvertently stitched yourself up on that front. It's like, haha, you don't get my real name. Oh, oops. I do like how music helps me get into the zone. I have some leg here that needs some painting. There we go. Get that leg painted. I've whipped through this one a lot faster than I thought I was gonna. Honestly, if it comes to it, I'll probably just like if I somehow manage to do this before stream ends, I'm gonna double check all of these. But if there's still really nothing to do, then I'll probably just end the stream early without raiding. I've been going a while. I do not need to be committing foolishness. Not after today. I've already been doing it enough. I can start calling you Phoenix if you like. How do you feel about that? A little bit of the jittery hands. Oops, I think I just smushed some of the paint off of my little baubles here. That one can get painted, but I need to save the rest for... Little guys. I also wondered whether I should, like... I don't know, I don't think turning up the brightness on my camera would do much for this. I think I just need a light. Just gotta get a light. Yeah, it's OE, Clam. No, not Clam, Gren, sorry. What's what I get for speed reading? I mean, Clam, isn't there that game, Immortals Phoenix Rising? They kind of spell it F-E-N-Y-X in that one. Getting the jitters in my hand, something fierce. Something fierce. Whew. boy. I made a mistake. Honestly, considering it's been like however many guys and it's only taken me up to this point to make a mistake, I think that's pretty good. Like that's a good job. Yeah. Oh, I need to do the back here. Felix Navidad. For sure. Oh, have I missed a whole foot? Oh, I have. Wow. Oh, wow. Let's get these toes covered. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Hell yeah. And that was the 5th one. Oof. Paintbrush away. Let me check the other 4. So that one I've done, so I know how that one looks. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can show it off better in this light. To show what I've actually been doing the whole time. Yeah, no, I think even in this light you're gonna struggle. That is, can you tell where parts of it are green? I don't know. I think it's a very dark green as well. These things take time. Yeah, that's alright. There's some greenish lights. New shiny coat of paint on the boy. A sparkle of green on the leg. It's just a little, there's just a little hint of this green. Yeah, no, the light in my house leaves a lot to be desired, even just in the day-to-day. But, I will figure something out. Or we won't, and I'll just keep doing it like this. Sorry. But right now I have, other things that I've got to be thinking about, and I originally planned on going up until the end and doing a raid, but I think my plans have changed partway through this stream, so I'm instead gonna say goodbye to the stream music and goodbye to my camera, and I think I'm gonna call it there. Thanks very much for coming along to this experimental painting stream, and I am not going to do the raid because it is what it is, and I'm instead just going to do... Actually no, I'm not going to do a shout out. It is pointless to do shout outs when you cannot necessarily do the raid. Yes, I'm going to go walk her now while the weather is not quite so bad. And I am going to return her to Mum, because I think that's something I gotta do. Thank you very much for coming along. I should be back tomorrow, touch wood. We'll see how it goes. If I end up cancelling, then I'll just do that, but we shall see how it goes. Alrighty. Goodbye, everybody! See you when I next see you. I'll probably be doing this again next week with hopefully better lighting. Bye!